The Hunter Brothers proudly present Hunting for Funny.
Hello folks and welcome to episode 15 of the Hunting for Funny podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jack, and we're on the quest to find the funny in life.
Yes, we are. The quest that never ends. Ever. We'll find it one day. We'll find it.
Know.
We find bits of it each week, but not all of it. We'll find all of it
it's
one
like
day.
the gold at the end of a rainbow. Like maybe you just never find it, but the quest for it is the...
I think you said the goal. Like he's kicking a footy along the rainbow and he might get it in there one day. Play for Dublin FC or something. Anyway, how are you doing, Jack? Wait, actually, before we start, I don't care how you're doing just yet.
Yes.
Because I've got shit to do.
Right.
It's October, folks. It's October, which means we've got the Halloween stuff like last week. We've got the spider webs. We've got the mist. We've got the orange frame. We've got the wolf when we swap between stuff. But, of course, the heads are missing, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Where's your head? Where is your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? As Fatboy Slim once. So,
Fatboy Slim.
Was it Fatboy Slim? He so very succinctly put it.
Like
So, you ready for your head this week?
I'm ready.
Boom. This week we are the Pennywises. How good are they? Now, just so you know, Charlie didn't pick you as the Tim Curry one because he's also in a wheelchair. She didn't know he was in a wheelchair. This was news to her. So just so you know, it wasn't the reason. I'm obsessed with this Pennywise, so she made me that one.
That is quality.
They're the great idea. I love them. So as usual, the heads are made by Charlie. Charlie makes it on Instagram. Go have a look. She's done a lot of awesome stuff this month for Cattober. But yeah, so Jack, how's your week been?
Yeah, my week's been alright. It's been long this week, though. I feel like it's been a long old week.
It has.
It's been a strange one. So I've been a bit run down with a cold, so I've not been training, obviously, with everything going on. So we've been in quarantine, should we say.
So we're safe?
So yeah, not a lot we can do inside the house, but I suppose we've been quite productive. We've tidied the flat. I suppose it's the most thing we can possibly do. So yeah, we ordered a car today as well.
Oh, nice.
So I was pushing on
nice
there.
one.
Yeah, so we've finally done that. So I'll be getting my car that I'll be starting to drive with.
Is this the one that you'll have your paddles on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
first
yeah,
one.
it's all good. And we luckily, usually because of the pandemic, it'd be 12, 14 weeks to get your new car.
Right.
But they found one in Eastbourne somewhere. You're going to drive down, so we can have it next week. So perfect.
Yeah. That's great news. Well done, mate. I'm very happy about that.
We're having the Vauxhall Grandland.
Ooh, was that like the red one that you had?
It's the same one, yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
This one we had, just we've got the
few less things
version. Yeah, ish.
Yeah, good.
A few less things, you wrote it off.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't our fault.
I know it wasn't your fault. That was the joke. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Jack and his poor girlfriend were in quite a major accident last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year, I think?
A bloke on his phone went through a red light and hit us at 50 straight away.
Just sideswiped him. Luckily, they're both fine. I mean, Jack can't walk anymore, but they're both fine. So, you know... Hey, it's insurance. For all I know, you could have walked before. Yeah. The chair was just in case. We knew this would happen one day.
Chair in the boot.
It's just precautionary. Why'd you keep a spare tire in the boot? You know, it's all got reasons. No, but I'm glad you got it sorted.
That was when I had the big argument with the South Yorkshire Police, the constable.
Oh yeah. Constable with a T. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because on Twitter he posted a picture of our car not knowing the situation.
Yeah.
And saying like, "Oh, I should be more careful next time." And I messaged him back, and it literally wasn't our fault. We could have died. It was a red light. He was on his phone. He's being prosecuted a lot. So I had the sergeant ring me up, and I was shouting at him, and he said sorry. So
yeah, didn't he say something like, "Oh, it looks like you clipped a curb there," or something stupid like that?
He said, "Didn't you see that railing there?" or something.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous.
Proper arseholic thing that police shouldn't be saying.
Absolutely, yeah. Why did you let him loose with Twitter? No idea.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that should not be allowed on Twitter, but we're not going to go there. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'll tell you what I did watch this week.
What's that?
Thanks to you, Louis C.K.'s Sincerely stand-up thing.
Yeah, did you like
brilliant.
it? Yeah.
After his first stand-up I've seen, and to be fair, I had a different picture in my head of what Louis C.K. was.
Right.
For some reason, I had a very young, skinny lad. And he was
Couldn't be more wrong.
And I was like,
you got an old fat Mexican guy.
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, technically Mexican, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was good. Really, really funny.
Yeah.
Quite a dark humour, but yeah, really enjoyed
it. I like his sense of humour. Charlie will tell you, I'm always into people who commit to a bit, no matter how dark or wrong or whatever.
Yeah,
they just zone in and steer into it.
Absolutely.
That's what's funny to me. It's like, oh, holy shit, how could you have said that? But that's
it's like
the
the
funny.
punchline goes like left, and then it goes left again, and then it goes like
and then he adds like another third or fourth tagline to it. Like, holy shit, Louis.
Yeah, till the point like, why have we just said that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bit about he has a bit about and I'm never going to go into actually because I can't say it like he says it, and I will just sound
no,
wrong. And
do it
I don't want
justice.
audio clips of me saying the stuff he says. Yeah, that's not what we want on the internet. With this face, you can't have the things he was saying.
Hunting Funny's been done by Operation U Train because you've been doing out of
Oh,
context.
come on.
There.
We've got the awards in 2 days. We can't be having stuff go on before that. At least get us try for an award first. But yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and you should watch the rest of his specials. I think I've got them all. I don't know. I think only one of them might be on Netflix because he did them all from his website personally, like he did like with Sincerely. But Sincerely's on a new website. So yeah, before the scandal, he had a different website, which during the scandal just completely shut off.
Yeah.
And he just started afresh with a completely new setup. So all my old ones are gone. But luckily, I downloaded them because when you get them.
He went full force into the scandal business as well. He didn't just ignore it. It was quite funny.
He had to address it. You can't ignore that.
Yeah.
He's like,
is it that bad, really, though? I was thinking about this.
That's why I said it's got a kink.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
from what I understand, was he just wanking in a room full of people? But he asked them, more or less.
Yeah, he just says, make sure when they say it's fine, double check. Like, you sure? But yeah, no, it was great that he addressed the elephant in the room like that because I think didn't he start it by saying like, you know, how's your year been? You know, were you in international news? Were you in international amounts of trouble?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's like, I learned 2 things when I was on with the news that broke out. He was like, I learned how to sit in restaurants and people flip you the finger, and I learned people staring at you for no reason, thinking you're a pair.
Yeah. The way he looks as well. Like I like the way he's always like kind of animated when he talks about stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It's so funny. But I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Stereotypical like stepdad, doesn't he? Looks like a stereotypical like bloke builder.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Weird look on him.
Yeah, he's got no sexual nature to him. But that's probably why he's got weird stuff going on. You know, you've got to find something somewhere.
True.
But I'm glad you enjoyed it though. My week's been fine. We've had an interesting week actually. We got a new toy. Ooh, new toy. Nice. So we got the Oculus Quest 2, the new VR headset thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I used to always want the Oculus Quest, which is like it's cool because we've got the PSVR, but that has to be attached to the PlayStation and has to have a camera, and you've got to stand in a certain area and you can't go out of a certain boundary. Whereas this Oculus Quest, it's just the headset and 2 controllers that it comes with. It doesn't need anything else, no wires, no nothing. So it can do it all from like you just need like a little bit of space.
Yeah.
But what it is, it's got like cameras attached to it. And when you're in there, it has a thing called like a guardian system, and it just says, draw a safe space around you where there's not stuff, and it shows you what you're seeing outside your visor. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It feels like RoboCop or Predator or something. Looking at these cameras.
Yeah.
You literally just draw it with like your pointer, and it goes okay. So when you're walking towards that area, if you knock it or whatever, like a blue mesh shows up and it turns red if you get too close, just so you know where the safe area is.
Like
when you're in VR.
Sensor, sort of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So when you're in VR, like you kind of lose track of where you are in the real world because you know you're not supposed to think about that. It'll make you ill. So this little gentle reminder that you're stepping out of the boundary is really handy.
That's mad.
It's so cool. Like I've been I looked at a game yesterday called something like The Fisherman's Tale. And I won't tell you loads about it because it's only a short game. It's more like a VR experience. But if I tell you all about it, it'll kind of spoil bits of it for people, so I won't. But I'll just tell you the gist of it is you're basically there's like a narrator telling a story about this little wooden fisherman puppet thing that is in like a model house, but you're the wooden fisherman puppet thing. So as he's saying, he brushed his teeth in the morning. You pick up a little toothbrush and start brushing your teeth, and it starts doing it and it carries on the story, and it'll say what happens next, and then as he's saying more things, it becomes more and more of a puzzle. And it's really cool. It's so interesting, and it has some mechanics in it which I've never seen in a game before, and they blew my mind when it happened. And then it makes you think in a weird, different way whilst you're playing it. And it's brilliant. But like this thing's not only a tool for games. Like there's a thing on it called VR Chat, which has been massive on the PC for years.
Yeah.
But it's basically the closest we're going to get to like Ready Player One or something at the moment. It's literally like a VR chat room, where you can go to different worlds that people create. Some people just make like a nice lounge, like a jazz lounge. Others make like a really crazy, like cartoony campsite or something. Like, there's all sorts of weird places, and you just chat bollocks with people. It's very crazy, and you can like choose your avatar. So people make their own which means there's loads of copyrighted stuff on there. So
Yeah.
you know, I was walking around as Olaf before, just because I could. I was like, Olaf's there, I'm gonna be Olaf. And then there was people being like really weird, kind of, you know, really like rude and stuff, and I found it hilarious.
Yeah.
But there's also like random rooms full of like, you know, Japanese people or whatever where you can just go have a chat. And there's all sorts of
Have you
stuff.
got a mic and stuff then?
Yeah,
Or-
it's got a mic built into the headset, and it's got like speakers built in as well, so you don't even need headphones. It's like
Bloody
the speakers are just
never
next
need
to
the
you. Yeah, you don't. But one of the cool things I
Jesus.
used before at lunch, there's this app called Trip, which
Yeah.
with two P's, and it's like almost like a meditation, like mindfulness app.
Oh,
It's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So you put it on, and it just says, you know, just basically chill out, and then
Yeah.
you're on like this. You're just on like a lake of water, and it's dark with the stars, and then these like
Jesus.
these flowery lights start flying up everywhere, and then this like ominous voice from like a light just starts talking, and
That's
then
mental.
she says like, you know, breathe in and out with the flow,
Yeah.
and you see like particles coming towards you, and you breathe in for as long as they're coming towards you, and then you breathe out, and
Bloody
they all
hell.
go out, and it's really cool. But I did that, and I
Yeah.
think it was 8 minutes or something, and it's just so tranquil when you come out of it. You're like, that was
I
great.
can imagine, yeah. Like when I've been done my therapy and stuff, I did EMDR, so that's like for
Yeah.
like complex PTSD, and they get rid of situations and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
But one of the things they make you have like in your head is like a safe place.
Yeah.
So if you're struggling, you just go into your safe place. So mine was like a beach and a nice breeze and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. I wonder if they could do that in VR. And then you
Absolutely.
could- I wonder if it'd help like the clinical stuff.
Well, the funny
That's
thing
mad,
is,
isn't it?
well, yeah, apparently this has been when it loads up, it has like quotes and stuff from like the Times or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of them is from like a medical paper or something, saying it's like a revolutionary new tool in helping people.
Yeah, imagine,
So
yeah.
it's because it's so immersive, and it's so tranquil and relaxing. You,
Mad.
you can't be anywhere else. You're just in this little space. So it's great. But the ironic thing is, when you have like your menu in the Oculus Quest, you can choose the background that you're in. So I think by default it is a beach.
Yeah.
But we changed it to be like a Japanese ryokan, you know, the traditional inn.
Yeah, yeah.
And funnily enough, that's like my happy place. I think of Hakone, where we stayed at when we had like the little traditional Japanese room and the, you know, the
Oh,
private,
yeah.
private bath
the
and the balcony
balcony
and the
and stuff,
mountain
yeah.
and stuff.
Wow.
That's where I go to. But yeah, so it's such a good little tool. It made me wish that poor Nan could see something so we could get her one,
I can
because that'd be
imagine.
ideal for her. But she can't see bugger all, so
Stick to the front of my glasses.
poor thing.
Poor Naz.
I know. But yeah, like speaking of Japanese, I'm trying to. I say this every other bloody week. I'm trying to get into learning it properly again.
Yeah.
I've took the plunge again and I've turned my phone back into Japanese, which is scary.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I just have to make sure that I remember where the setting is to change it back. Because some things I need to change it back. Like for example, I changed it like the day before we got the Oculus,
Yeah.
and then I had to go through the Oculus setup on my phone. It's like I'm not doing this in Japanese. I'm
I
gonna
was going
fuck
to say
stuff
that.
up
Yeah.
because I'm gonna buy things. I'm gonna tell Facebook I don't want it anymore. You know, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, so I turned it back to
Yeah.
English for that, but it's back in Japanese now, confusing the hell out of me.
That is mad. Like,
It's handy though, because you pick up words that you just recognise, and like, for example, if my alarm goes off,
yeah.
just the word snooze, it's snoozu. It's the same word, but it's written
Ah.
in katakana, like one of the alphabets. So like,
Okay.
so if I just keep seeing that word,
Yeah.
then it
it'll
sinks
stick
into
in
my
your
head
brain,
as
yeah.
that's what it says, because I normally have to go through it kind of slowly in my head. Like I
Yeah.
read Japanese like a dyslexic person would read English, as in like
Okay.
I
Like
know what the
broken
word
up.
is, but I'm not sure if that's the word.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, oh,
That's what I'm like. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that's how I read Japanese, or basic Japanese anyway. So it's just really helpful for
Yeah.
little bits of that, you know, to pick up.
Can you give us a sentence in Japanese? Wow, the listeners.
Jesus Christ, just on the
Just our
spot,
sentence.
just any sentence.
Yes.
Uh,
You say like, my name's Chris, I live in
oh,
England or something.
I
Or
forget-
just something random that you could think of.
You've put me so on the spot. I forgot to say any words now.
Or can you sing Bob Black Sheep? Because that is the best.
No,
thing
that's
I've
already
ever
been on
heard.
telly. And it wasn't Baba Black Sheep. It was Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Oh, that's the one, yeah.
Different you related. Nyonga ga Skushy Wakarimasu. I understand a little
Ooh.
Japanese.
Nice.
It was badly done, but that's what it said.
No, that's good. I find it fascinating when people that don't look Japanese speak Japanese. I know it sounds stupid, but it's
Yeah.
just weird.
Well, I remember. I think it was Tom Segura saying about stuff, because you know he speaks fluent Spanish.
Yeah. yeah.
And he was saying about it's mad when you go to somewhere like, you know, Mexico, and
Yeah.
he said it blew his mind to learn. Was it Brazil? I think maybe. He said there's a massive Japanese population in Brazil.
Really good,
Yeah, because there was a massive thing years and years ago, and a
Oh,
huge
the war
Japanese
and stuff.
population went over there and
Yeah.
sort of took it over in a sense. And so there's a lot of Japanese people or Japanese descendants in Brazil who speak fluent Spanish. And he said, so if you think it's weird seeing a white guy speak Spanish, just wait to see a Japanese guy speak fluent Spanish. You will shit your pants. Like and he does like some fluent Spanish as well. It's really funny.
I remember when I played the Czech Open, they have interpreters for each country.
Oh yeah.
And there was a young Czech girl. She was only about 16. She spoke 5 languages, including
polyglot.
Japanese and Korean.
That's insane.
I was like, how do you do that? Like, how are you doing that?
Apparently, once you learn, I think if you learn Korean first, Japanese is easier.
Yeah. Okay.
Because those two languages are not the same, but they're very similar.
Similar. Yeah.
Or they at least work in a similar way. Whereas English to Japanese is like insanely different.
Yeah.
Like I think for English speakers, Japanese is the second or third hardest language. Only above that is like I think Arabic and stuff like that because of the writing
or
system.
Chinese or something. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Mandarin's like probably number one, or the Chinese one.
I love it when when like a non-English speaker comes in and he goes, sorry, my English isn't very good. I'm like, you're speaking fluent English.
Yeah, exactly.
That's stupid. Your English is amazing.
Exactly. I was like it when they do that gag in films, like, I can't speak any English, and like, what, you just spoke English? And so no, I learned that line and then this line to explain that previous one.
Yeah.
Like, what? But you just said it. It's okay. It just doesn't know what else is going on.
I remember being in Slovenia and being lost, and we trained like in the mountains, and there's a big house in the mountains.
Yeah.
And no one really knew who lived there, and we got completely lost in the town. We didn't know, and there's a guy in the Liverpool top. And I thought, I'm sure I'm going to ask him. I'm going to see if he knows where we are. I said, excuse me, mate. Like, what do you know where the way back to the hotel? He went, no, sorry, mate, I don't speak English. And just walked off. I was like, you fucking bastard.
Just some scouts on holiday. Nah, mate, sorry. Sauce lad.
I was like, why? He walked off, but he didn't even turn around, and he just walked off. He must have thought he was
probably laughing his ass off. Yeah, absolutely. He's probably gone to the bar, told all his mates. That's brilliant.
But the big house where we trained, in Slovenia, so it's a big, literally remote in the mountains. It takes about a 10-minute trek to go up there. We've always wondered, because the hotel's at the bottom, like, who lives there? Like, who's there? Because this guy comes wandering down, we're watching him, he comes in, and he goes, oh, you alright, where are you from? He's from Stockport. I'm like, why have you got a house in the middle of the mountain from Stockport?
What are the odds, man? What are the odds? I remember that happened to us when we were in Disney.
Yeah.
We were in the, like, there's a place called Epcot, and they have like different parts of the world I think I've told you about. And so we went to the England bit, just in the shop to see what they had, and it was like, the usual London red buses and the guys with the Busbies and things. And anyway, I'm just there looking at stuff. Yeah, not beef eaters, the other ones, the Queen's Guards. They have the big Busbies, the big bear skin things.
Oh, I thought they were called beef eaters.
No, beef eaters are the guys who guard the Tower of London.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, the ones who stand perfectly still with the gun, and you can't distract them.
Oh, the soldier. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't realise they had a name. I thought Busby.
No, their hat is a Busby. That's what I said. They wear the Busbies.
Okay, we're getting...
I don't know what they're called, but they wear Busbies.
Could be called Steve.
Probably Steve, Dave, John, whatever English name you want.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're in this shop, and then so it's surrounded by Americans as always.
Yeah.
And then you got like one sort of token Londoner who's on the till because obviously it's a London pavilion. And then there's just this random Scouse accent. I was like, no. And there's this girl there, and who works there.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie said to her, you're far from home, aren't you? And she's like, we had a chat to her for like 20 minutes because she was just desperate to speak to a Scouser because she's from the Whittle. So like, of somewhere, like, to go that far and just bump into someone from there. Yeah, and she was talking about how weird it is to be there and stuff. And she was on like the uni program. Because they have like this uni program at Disney where you stay there for like a semester.
Yeah,
it's part of your education. And she was doing that. Jeez. So yeah, it's mad. It's such a small world. But like, it's like when we went in Tokyo, we went to a Starbucks that was there.
Yeah.
And they had a big map behind them. And as I asked her for my coffee and stuff in Japanese and whatever, but she looked at me and went, "You're not Japanese." So she said in broken English, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, Liverpool." She's like, "Liverpool." So, the Beatles. Liverpool. And she turned around and put a pin on the board. She's like, "John Lennon." Yes, John Lennon. John Lennon. They're obsessed with John Lennon in Tokyo. He's got his own museum and everything.
Yeah. Really?
But yeah.
Oh, because she was married to Yoko Ono, wasn't it?
Yeah,
she was
exactly,
Japanese.
Yeah, the party split to herself.
Yeah.
I saw a picture the other day. It was kind of a naughty picture, I guess, but it was from one of their nude photo shoots, but it was from the back.
Yeah.
And somebody just put on it, can you believe that, what was it? Can you believe that Yoko fucked up the Beatles with an arse like that? just, just completely flat. Like, it's like John's got like no class.
Arse
But yeah.
ironing board.
exactly. But yeah, no, it's been a good week, and also been playing a bit of that Rogue Company. It's a new game that's come out.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of newish. But do you remember I was telling you about that Doctor Disrespect, that streamer?
Yeah.
I said you'd like.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his own level in it now.
Yeah.
Because he was a level designer on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I think it was, and
Okay.
maybe Black Ops 3 or something like that. He did a few maps, and so he threw an idea around of a map for his arena, because he has this whole like fictional world that he lives in with all the screens behind him. And one of the things is he has the Champions Club arena. So if you like join his club, you get access to the gym and the Gamer Fuel cafe and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he designed this thing, and they've actually made it. It's in the game. I was playing it before, and I was playing it as the Doc, and it was so cool. It was so weird. So all his catchphrases are on there, all his emotes. Like he does like
That's
a weird
crazy.
little dance that he does. It's so good.
Yeah. That's mad.
But that same game, I played it a couple of weeks ago because it's only fairly newish. I haven't played it that much, but I really enjoy it. But I was playing it the other week, and do you know who Ninja is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, for those who don't know, he's probably the biggest streamer in the world. I was playing with him.
Really?
Just randomly, he was on my team. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went, Charlie, I'm playing with Ninja. She went, that's not Ninja. It won't be the real one. It's like, well, you can't fake your name. And I checked, and he was streaming like 20 minutes before the same game. So yeah, it's mad, isn't it? He wasn't great, but you know, that's fine. It's not his game. It's not Fortnite. You know, that's his game. So yeah. So that's what I've been doing this week. Obviously, you know, work and stuff as well, but you guys don't want to hear about that, and I can't even tell you about that, so pointless bringing it up. So Jack,
he's a secret agent.
Secret?
Maybe that's what it is.
Man.
Maybe you say you make games because you could be a secret agent. We just don't know. I've rumbled you.
I can't. I can if I confirm or deny, I'll have to kill you.
It makes sense because you said you can't tell us what you wear.
Yes.
It's secret.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what it is, and you can't announce until it's done. So
well, I know what it is. I just can't tell you what it is.
James Bondy. Yeah, but what is it? Are you an assassin? What are you? I don't understand.
Isn't it funny?
The whole life's been a lie.
The word assassin is brilliant because it says ass in. It's like assception. I love it. That's how I remember to spell it. It's 2 S's both times. Ass in. So they are. If you're ever struggling to spell, that's how you get it. That one done.
When do you get into a situation where you've got to spell assassin?
I play Assassin's. I play Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
quite a lot. So
an assassin.
Right.
You're writing that on job applications.
It's training. Yeah.
No, you're saying...
I always write assassin and cross it out. Shit. Game dev.
Type in Indeed assassin jobs.
If you check out my new IMDb page, you'll find it says assassin. Did we tell people about that?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, folks. Last week, right, the wife, the old ball and chain. I almost said bag and chain. Then that's definitely not the same thing.
It's not nice.
Yeah, I know. The old bag. She's not there. We're good. She was on. I don't even know what she was doing. She found our podcast on IMDb just randomly. I think she actually found me on IMDb with like some wrong credits. It said because I've worked on some games like Lego Jurassic World, Lego Star Wars. It said I was the director of Jurassic World and like Star Wars and shit. I was like, nah, I wasn't a director, but I worked on them. And then it also had the Christians of Comedy podcast, which was my old one, and it had the Hunting for Funny podcast. I was like, who's making this? Because I get some of the old game credits. I always show up on the wrong game credit sites because there's another game dev called Chris Hunter. Yeah. And our credits always get crossed up on websites. But on IMDb, it's like, who's updating this? Because this is getting accurate now.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't do it, and I don't even know how you add stuff. I don't think you can just publicly add stuff like Wikipedia.
We've got a listener at IMDb.
Maybe. If you're listening, cheers, love.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
Yeah, because me and Jack are both on there, so yeah, you've got an IMDb page now.
Famous. Famous.
Famous. So, my bro. We've already been talking 25 minutes, and we've only got past the first bit.
What can you do? Who cares?
Who cares, exactly. We're here for a chat. We're here for a natter, a chinwag, if you will.
Put your feet up, put the kettle on, make a cup of tea, and listen to us chat bollocks.
Exactly. Chat bollocks. So, Jack, speaking of bollocks and chatting and stuff, what's bugging you?
Oh, I say this every week, it's getting my catchphrase. But do you know when? So, the thing that bugs me this week, and it's usually I'm going to point the finger at the older generation.
Okay.
Say if you have like someone's our mum's quite good at it, but she does this as well, to be fair.
Almonds.
If someone rings you,
yeah,
right, and you miss the call by about 30 seconds, and you ring them back,
yeah,
why don't they answer? Like you've literally just had the phone in your hand.
I know what you mean. That bugs the hell out of me. I think what it is.
She'll ring you, and then you'll ring her back, and you're like, "Oh, sorry, I have to put your phone down." Like, how are you putting your phone down? It should be still in your hand. I've missed it by about 30 seconds.
I think you can link this to your older generation theory. I think what it is, because older people, I can tell you as somebody who's 7 years your senior, most of the time you're just thinking, when's the next shit coming? So
when am I going to leak next?
Yeah, so you're like, oh, maybe I've got 10 minutes. Maybe I could squeeze another 20 out of this one. I don't know. So you're like, you know what? I'll call Jack first. I'll call him first, get it out of the way. It gives me a 20-minute timer. Yeah. Then I've got a skedaddle, got an excuse, got to go shite. So I reckon it's like pick the phone up, give you a call. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is happening sooner than we thought. And then phone's down, off to the shitter. You can't answer it then, can you? So that's what it is, I reckon.
Yeah, but a text just say, doing this now. But it's literally, I've missed the call, I've clicked the button.
Like I texted you before this.
Yeah, what did you say on this?
I said I'm stuck on the train to Browntown. Oh, it caught me off guard, okay? I wasn't expecting it. I had mash for tea, so... mash.
Yesterday I struggled because we were waiting for a home delivery shop. It wasn't coming till 10 o'clock at night. And about that, we'd run out of bog roll in the daytime.
Oh, no. How do you run out?
It was like 5 o'clock, we had no bog roll. I was like, Lucy, I need a shite. And she was like, well, you're going to have to hold it till 10 o'clock till the shopping comes.
5 hours.
I was like, I can't do it. I'm rumbling. So like at half 9.
Just sweating on the spot.
And I literally was just in the bedroom, went, gotta go. And about half 9, I just have to run to the toilet. And I had to sit there for 45 minutes till the bog roll turned up.
Oh, just crusting up.
Because Lucy was like, oh, why don't you get in the shower and stuff like that? I'm in a wheelchair. You can't sit back in your wheelchair with a shitty ass. Yeah, so like I'm stuck. You
look like the ring girl just crawling along the floor trying to get to the shower with a shitty ass.
I'll just say my chair's rusty.
It's got a rustic feel to it. That's what it is. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, not ideal.
But still, so I like what's bugging you this week. That is a good one.
What's bugging you this week?
What is bugging me this week? Oh, what's bugging me this week is technology being so good that it's shit again. So, like, what I mean by that is, for example, back in the day, right, you get a game, you buy it, you go, yay, new game, you put it in, you play it, job done. Now, you get a game, you go, yay, new game, you put it in, and it says installing day 1 patch. This is going to be 4 hours. It's like, go fuck yourself. I want to play my game that I just bought. Exactly. Or, like, there's things, like updates. For example, when we got the Oculus, I was fuming for the first whole night we had it. Yeah. It was stuck in a boot loop, so it would load, and it would say install and update 1 of 2, and then it'd restart and do it again, and restart and do it again. God. It'd be about 6 seconds each time, something stupid like that. So like, what can it do? And we left it doing it for ages. It didn't ever finish. It didn't ever get to start to finish. We tried the whole factory reset thing, which we can only do a couple of times because it was really hard to do timing wise. Okay. But we got all that sorted, and then I sent a message to their tech support. And this is another thing that bugs me about this technology. The tech support is almost always some sort of automated bollocks, where it picks out words that you've said in your request, and it gives you like FAQ columns. It's like, I've looked at that. I read that first because it's frequently asked, so I checked there first. So it's like, have you tried this? And I literally said, this is the thing that really bugged me. Right? Yeah. In the email, I said to them, we've done this, we've factory reset it, we've tried this, because I'm not stupid with technology. I try everything before I get help. Absolutely. So I told him I did all that, and he replied saying, okay, I see you've got a problem. Have you tried factory resetting it? It's like, yes, you tit. I told you that in the email. So I replied saying, yeah, I've done that. You can see I've done that. What else is left? And then he didn't reply. And like I was like, okay, whatever. And eventually we got it working the next day, because it turns out it's something stupid. You have to have the battery at 100%, like fully 100%. And we had it at like, I think it was at 87 or 90 or something. So it's like, that's enough for everything. Except this bloody update, apparently. So yeah, that was the only problem. We had to charge it longer. So it's all sorted now. It's awesome. But yeah, modern technology being too good might be a problem.
I hate that when you buy a game or something, you put the disc in, you're going to wait like 2 days to download. Yeah, exactly. I want to play it now.
Yeah, like when you were playing Warzone with your mate online with the stream.
Yeah.
You were downloading that for like a year before you could even start playing it. It's madness.
Absolutely ridiculous. He said to me, we're streaming Friday, so make sure you start downloading it Wednesday. And I was like, what? I've got a full
Excuse
week
me?
schedule to play a video game. Like, what is going on?
Oh, it's madness. It's absolutely insane. But, you know, that's the price we pay for having such awesome things at our fingertips. So, yeah, fair enough then. All right, so we then move on, Jack, to our delicious yet smelly cupcake. That is the shit cupcake. Idiot and Hero of the Week. So, Jack, who is your idiot this week?
My idiot this week is, and she's going to kill me, my girlfriend, Lucy.
Oh, I hope she's not within reach. Is she home?
She is home, but I don't think you can hear me.
Oh, good. Good, okay. Why? What'd she do now?
She's my idiot this week, right? Because on Friday, we were stuck in the house and we fancied a Domino's. So we ordered ourselves Domino's, not had one for ages. Mm-hmm. Get the pizza. Turns out we're both starving.
Yeah.
I took into my pizza. Then I said, enjoying yours? And I looked over and the box is open with the fan blowing on it. I was like, what are you doing? She was, I prefer my pizza cold. I was like, what? So she had one piece of the pizza and just let it go cold and then started eating it. Baffles me. Absolutely baffles me.
See, breakfast pizza's fine, but you don't have it for the main. You have it the day after.
Exactly. You don't have leftover pizza when you've bought it.
Yeah.
It made no
it's
sense.
Like buying fresh rice to just leave it to be left over to then fry it. It's like just... Oh.
She said to her, like, upload your box, it'll get cold if you're not eating it now. She's like, no, that's what I want. It's like, and I quote, she said, I wish I could bring Domino's to get it cold. I was like, what? Like, that's just raw. Like,
they just hang up the phone on you. They're like, you know what, fuck off, get a frozen pizza. Just defrost. Does she just defrost frozen pizzas? Is that what she does? She doesn't bother cooking
More or less, yeah.
Oh,
man,
Jesus Christ.
Man, she enjoyed it nonetheless, and she ate it all.
You know what, fair enough. Is it idiotic if it works? I don't know. But I get where you're coming from. Yeah, no,
saying that, our nan leaves a cup of tea till he goes stone cold and then drinks them. So
she does. Well, yeah, she does. It's a mixture of doing that and also just taking so long to drink it.
Yeah, when you get to an age, you just struggle to.
She just stops giving a fuck. I think
Bless
she's like, oh, I've had a sip. I'll have another sip in a few hours. Give me something to do. You know. So I think that's probably what it's more of a case of spacing stuff out. You know.
Yeah.
Just give the day more worth. Poor thing. Right, yeah, so that's a good idiot. I like it. And I also want pizza now.
Who's your idiot of the week this week, Chris?
My idiot of the week are the absolute super pricks who are partying on fucking lockdown eve in Liverpool.
Oh, God, yeah.
These pricks don't understand. It's not a rule. It's not like we're suddenly saying you can no longer go out because it's now Tuesday. It's because we're saying there's a fucking virus. Stop gathering. Yeah. They don't get it.
Absolutely.
It's like, it's purely because it's authority. That's it. It's 100% because somebody says you can't do this. They're like, well, fuck you, I'm doing it. How about if they said if you do this, you're going to get AIDS? Would they be like, okay, I'm going to go do it anyway and risk it? No, you wouldn't. Yeah. Well, I guess there's at least the start. There's a fun bit of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure Freddie Mercury had a cracking life. But the end wasn't so great. You know what I'm saying? If they just saw the last year of Freddie, they wouldn't be like, oh, I'll dabble. Yeah. No, you'd be like, fuck that noise. So
the last bit was a pain in the arse.
Not the last. No, all right. That's that's my
on that note, though, I would like to say that I think it was a student in Liverpool. I don't actually think it was the Scousers. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of Scousers in that, but
yeah.
I think a lot of it was the students that come back.
Fair enough. I just saw footage from Liverpool. I don't know who it was, but there was a lot of them.
I've seen loads of Scousers on there.
Yeah. Saying
like literally, because once they were singing, "Ooh, there it is." And everyone from Liverpool was like, "If you get caught singing that in town, you get battered." So it wasn't anyone's Scouse. Like all the videos, like thick Southern accents, like running around doing a conga. Like it's mad. It's frustrating because it gives Liverpool a bad name again.
It does.
I've had a few messages this week saying, "Oh, you're from Liverpool. Everyone's in lockdown." Blah blah. Like it's awful. Really bad.
On a plus note, which is we're kind of skipping stuff about here because I forgot to mention it before. Fucking Batman's in Liverpool.
Absolutely, yeah.
Doesn't get better than that. I mean, Batman is currently filming where we've started loads of parades as kids.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And also, I saw a picture before of it. Looks so cool. It was like Batman on the Liver building.
Yeah,
it'd been all lit like Gotham. It was like, fuck, it's so good.
Crazy. Yeah.
Because I never thought that. If you're not from Liverpool, you might not know about the Liver buildings.
Yeah,
they're a massive thing to us as like a local landmark. And like, the Radio City Tower and all this stuff. But if you're not from the area, you might not know what they are. So if you're just watching a Batman film in America, like that's a fucking cool Gothic building, which it is. It really is. But it's mad to see that they're filming it in Liverpool. And also,
that'd be quite interesting, actually. If you're from a different part of the country, and leave in the comments below whether you've heard of the Liver buildings.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Not.
Or the tail of the
I'm
liver
generally
birds.
intrigued to see if people know what they are around the world.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I'll tell you what about the Batman thing. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go on.
There's a little Easter egg in the film. I don't know if you've seen this on the thing.
On the bus.
Have you seen the bus?
Somebody wrote in was it like in the dirt in the window?
Yeah.
Like Boris is a nonce.
Yeah. Boris is a nonce, yeah.
Oh god, that's the funny thing is I don't think they use the word nonce in America, so they probably just think it's like a Boris is a doof,
Yeah.
So they don't realise the strength of that or who Boris is. So yeah, that's an interesting one. I'll see if that makes it in. But
it's funny for those who know.
Yeah. No, I saw that for in between shots they give like Robert Pattinson, who's in like his Batman suit, they give him like a housecoat thing to wear.
Oh yeah.
And I saw a picture that just said you can tell that they're filming Batman in Liverpool because Batman's just walking out with his housecoat on.
Rollers in his head.
Yeah, exactly. Just ready to go, getting ready for the night. No, but that's good. Those idiots are deserving idiots.
Yes.
Fuck them all. Apart from Lucy, I've just realised your one wasn't someone we know. Yeah, I was thinking more of my ones. Cole Peters fine. Dickheads in the street are not fine. Lucy, love you. It's fine. Okay, so hero of the week. Moving swiftly on.
Yes.
To the delicious part of the cupcake. That is the hero of the week, Jack. Who is your hero this week? And it can't be Lucy. You cop out.
No.
Just to make up for it.
My hero this week is a wrestler called Ryan Smile.
Ryan Smile, what a name.
And he tragically lost his life last week.
Oh.
He lost his battle with mental health. And
right.
I just thought it'd make me hero of the week. It's a wrestler that I've watched at shows. I didn't know him personally, but I thought he was a great wrestler. And it's just a side note from this as well. Can people just be kind on the internet?
Yeah,
like,
please.
I don't understand how people can be so nasty to other people.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the one thing that bugs me as well, and it was going to be a what's bugging you, but I think it's more important than that, is if you're on the internet saying #be kind, mental health awareness week, don't start calling people this and that.
Yeah,
on
you've got to support it.
Because you're just using the hashtag just to get likes, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. You're just boosting your numbers.
Because mental health's a really scary thing sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a poor lad's lost his life, and he had a young 2-year-old daughter and a wife and stuff. It's awful. And he brought so much joy to people's lives, and I just wish he could see it now. Do you know?
Exactly.
And it's got to the stage that it's too late now.
That's it. And
it's crazy. So
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, mate. That happens so often where people only realise after somebody's gone how good they were when they were there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I know the same thing happened again with a wrestler that I was a fan of in Japan, Hana Kimura.
Yeah,
she had the same thing in March, just online bullying from a TV show she was in that we watched.
Yeah.
Just drew her to end of life. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Because it's so easy behind a keyboard to be like, idiot, you did this or you did that.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Just, kill yourself as like some cool thing to say. But it has actual ramifications to people. These are humans. But then again, these are the same people who don't give a fuck if they infect 100 of them. So,
Well, yeah,
they don't see any value in human life.
Yeah.
They just see it as a quick gag on the internet.
Yeah, so, it's crazy.
Yeah. So,
like being online is a bit like a road rage, isn't it? Like online, you're in your little bubble, and you're in your car, and you can go, you fucking know, blah blah blah, like that. But you're in your car.
But if they got in it, it'd be very different.
Yeah, exactly. If they got in your car, it's different. Same like, online, you can tweet that because you've got no repercussions.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Seatbelt. Before I start giving this tirade, just put your seatbelt on, please. Yeah, back it on.
Put your belt on. Don't worry about the big button that says eject. Just put your belt on. Yeah, but I know what you mean. That's a very, very worthy hero of the week, mate. So yes, so spread the word. Go.
Yes. Absolutely.
Posthumously like his things and go watch.
He's got a GoFundMe. Well, his family's got a GoFundMe
good.
for the funeral costs and his kids and stuff like that. So we'll drop that in the comments below.
Yes.
As well, and if you can donate anything, please do, because it's a really good cause.
Anything goes towards it. It's helpful.
Yes.
So that's very good, mate. Thank you. That's a good one. Good hero this week.
Who's your hero this week?
Well, as usual, Jack. We've gone a slightly different way this week. This happens so often. Jack has just the most nicest heroes of the week. And I'm like, last week was it a dog in shoes?
Yeah.
This week, it's Canadian engineer and YouTuber James Hobson, who he's got a channel called Hacksmith Industries, and he's made a real working lightsaber.
Oh, nice.
Fucking lightsaber. I mean,
it's the definition of a hero. That sounds like an absolute hero.
Yeah, it's like he's used what's it called? Is it not photon gas? Is it photon? I forget what it's called, but basically, he's actually done it. It's a lightsaber.
That's mad.
It goes up, it comes down.
Really?
Yeah, and it cuts through metal. It's insane. The only difference is it's got like a pack connected to it with all the gas in it.
Yeah.
Which apparently is part of Star Wars lore. They're called plasma blades, plasma sabers, I think. Whatever. It's like the precursor to the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So it's one of them, and yet it burns a something stupid like 4,000 degrees, and it's just insane. You can just cook through metal with it, and he did a thing where like there's a scene in the first Star Wars, well in Episode 1, sorry, not the first one, the fourth one, but it was the first, whatever. Episode 1 came out in 1999. This fucking Star Wars chronology. There's a bit where there's a closed blast door.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're safe in here, you can't get through. And then you just see this little glowing orange happen. And it's somebody pushing a lightsaber through like a solid sheet door.
Yeah.
They do this, and it's so cool to see it in real life. Just this glow happening, and then this blade appearing through it and melting the metal around it. It's so cool. So yeah, he gets my hero of the week because it took so much work to do. There's a video of it on YouTube. I highly recommend it. Hacksmith Industries. But just type in real lightsaber. It's gone viral. It'll come up.
It's crazy.
But this guy
if
is
you're
insane.
walking around the street and you had that lightsaber, would you get done for lethal weapons since it's like not a real weapon?
You might get done for carrying a massive canister of propane around, but I'm not sure.
Oh yes, yeah. See, that would be an issue.
Yeah, they wouldn't like on a bus. I know that much. I don't know the legalities of it. I don't think lightsabers fall under the Hidden Weapons Act.
I was going to say, I don't know where that comes into. I wonder if he's like after shop and someone goes, got a light? And then he goes, yeah. Just like, fucking takes their head off.
Well, the good news is it's not as instant as a film lightsaber. So you wouldn't get... Actually, it's probably better to just lose your head in that case. Because you just get a 4,000 degree burn. Yeah. Like halfway through your neck instead. Oh, God. So you'd probably rather than nearly headless Nick, you'd rather just be off, you know.
I'd be like off Nick, yeah.
You'd rather like Joan of Arc it rather than, rather than just do a hack job. But yeah, so that's my hero of the week. Very valid, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Equally valid in their own ways.
Equally valid, yeah.
So now,
making a lightsaber. Crazy.
Exactly, it's insane. So go look at that. Right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, let me see.
Yes.
Let me try this out again. It worked well last week. We've got to try it again now. Okay, ladies and gents. It's time for top 5.
It makes me laugh every time.
I can't hear it, so I hope it worked. Right, so yes, folks, this week's top 5 is the top 5 chocolate bars. So, This is the part of the show where we say our top 5 things and compare them to each other. We start at number 5, we back to number 1, and we want you to get involved. Tell us in the comments below, what are your top 5 chocky bars? Yes. Or just your favourite. So, Jack, we're going to start with you. I'm going to shut the music up. I'm going to start with you. What's your number 5 this week? I know you said you had trouble picking it out.
Honestly, you've asked a fat kid what his favourite chocolate bars are. Like, it's literally the hardest list I can ever probably try and get. Like, said to Lucy, I was like, it's harder for me to pick 5 chocolate bars I don't like. Like, I don't understand what you want me to do.
Well, this is the cream of the crop, the top. If you were to stir up a delicious pot of chocolate, the delicious creamer at the top that formed a fatty layer that you scoop up and num. Oh, so nice. What's that bit?
Right. My number 5 is actually controversial.
Ooh, controversial.
Controversial.
Was it blood diamond chocolate or something?
No, not that controversial.
Oh, okay.
I've gone for Bounty. Bounty's gone number 5.
Hey, that's good. I like it.
I like a Bounty.
I'm with you on that. That is a good solid chocky bar. Although you could have gone extra controversial, but we'll talk about that soon. All will be revealed.
But I like a Bounty too. Whistling sounds.
Sorry, whistling on the mic's terrible, isn't it? I always say to you, don't whistle when I'm setting up.
Yeah, just a little bit behind the curtain. Chris always says to me, test your mic, and I always start singing or whistling. He's like, stop whistling down the mic.
A whistling is just the worst thing you can do in a mic because it's so much louder and direct. But yeah, so a Bounty for your number 5. That's a good number 5.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't understand when people have a box of celebrations or whatever, and they go, I'll leave the Bounty.
What's that about? It's one of the better ones.
It's one of the best ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort it out. So yeah, Bounty. I like the texture, I like the flavour. I'm doing pros and cons as well.
Oh, okay, I like it. Let's
I like pros and cons.
Yes.
Cons, stuck in your teeth. Not ideal.
Bits, yeah.
Yeah. Pros, you can still eat it about 3 hours later when you find it in your teeth. So either way.
Scarily true. Like,
who's the real winner?
Oh God, we're so fat, Jack.
What's your number 5 bar, Chris?
My number 5 is definitely controversial, to quote a certain chunk. Me years ago.
I was going to say, are you referring to me?
No.
Like Bruce
No.
Bogtrotter out of Matilda.
I love that film so much. You can do it, Bruce. Yeah, so no, number 5 for me is quite an old one, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
It is a Turkish Light.
Oh no!
I love a Turkish Light.
Out.
Now,
awful.
if we're going to pro and con it, like pros, fucking delicious. Right? What more do you need? Cons, too small. They're too small.
Okay.
I have to buy 2 and eat 2, and the problem is they're very calorific. So that's why they're small. It makes sense.
They're probably not allowed to make them any bigger.
Well, they've always been tiny. They've only got like a thin layer of chocolate on it, so it's not chocolate tax problems because it's all
not for me. That
this is a knob off. Right, who's so Jack? Who's your number 4? That's what matters. What do you think is better than my Turkish Light?
My number 4 is a Galaxy Ripple.
That's a good one. That is a solid chucky bar. I'd forgot about that one. That is a good
Galaxy
one.
Ripple.
It's the Flake Plus, if you will.
Yeah, the Flake, but better chocolate.
Yeah.
Because I prefer Galaxy. I do like Cadbury's, but I prefer
Cadbury's is nice.
Cadbury's.
Galaxy is definitely better. Yeah.
And you know, I've never tried actually Hershey's. I've literally never tried Hershey's.
You're not missing anything.
Is it not nice?
It's alright. It's just we grew up on dairy milk.
Oh,
like, we grew up on really good chocolate.
Love Hershey's, or is it dairy milk known around the world is better? I don't know.
No, dairy milk is Kraft who make Hershey's.
Yeah.
Bought dairy milk as well. But they still adapt the recipe overseas, so it's different to our dairy milk.
Bloody
so
hell.
we have the best chocolate for that. Yeah. Not the best chocolate in the world. That's like Switzerland with Lindt. But that is we have nice dairy milk.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's a good. But a Ripple enough. Galaxy is Galaxy is quite the enigma of chocolate because it's so much better than Cadbury's, but I just don't know why. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell you what it was about it.
It's like a smooth. I don't know if it's smoother or it's like a.
It's probably just got like a higher fat content or something, but it's really silky.
Just
silky's the better juice. Get it in you. All right, fair enough.
No context.
No context. Hunt for funny. This is the next trailer. Get it in you.
That's for the OnlyFans page. That's.
Oh god, Jack's surrounded by galaxies. Just open an advent calendar. There's just nothing behind it.
Chris has got a little tiny Turkish Delight just covering him over.
Hey, 4 or 5 of them. Kicking him away. Alright, so who's my number 4, Jack?
Oh, I don't know, but I can't get it off my head. Oh, God. Who's your number 4?
There we go.
More PTSD.
There we go.
What's going on?
My number 4. Controversy time. You ready?
Yes.
Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, this may get controversial.
Okay.
Right.
I hope you heard something different than I can hear it on my end.
I can hear that, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, my number 4 is the Red Bounty.
Ooh, I didn't have the Red Bounty.
It's a twist. Is it a twist?
Yeah,
the Red Bounty, my friends, is a bounty, but in dark chocolate.
Oh,
I love dark chocolate. The darker the better.
Chocolate.
I like a good 80%, 85%. The kind that you taste and you go, that's the kind of chocolate I like.
Black and Deckers, no.
Yeah, the Black and Deckers, exactly. I chew on the drill bits. You fool.
Black and green. Is it
green and blacks.
Green
and
blacks.
Yeah, green and blacks. They make amazing chocolate.
On a handsaw, right? Sorry.
Yeah, that's how you open it. But yeah, no, I think that the Red Bounty. And I'm not going to lie. Before we started this talk, it was just the Bounty. But you saying Bounty reminded me of the red one. I was like,
see what you've done there.
I prefer the red one.
There, yeah.
You don't find it as often. That's the problem. It's kind of it's a rare beast. Yeah, you get on it. It's way better. Fair enough. That's my number 4. It's the Red Bounty. Controversial.
Yes.
Don't at me. So Jack, what is your number 3?
My
Actually,
number 3.
I like people.
It's the good old Kinder Bueno.
Ooh, the Bueno.
Absolutely love a Kinder Bueno.
I do love a Bueno. You know what? You've said so many I've just forgot about. That's
what I was doing. I said this to Lucy, and I had a top 5, and I spoke to Lucy, and it changed. I was like,
she was like, "What about this?" Like,
yeah, it's
damn it, I've got to fit that in the list now.
I was like, Chris, can we do a top 50? Like, we just do like.
just look at all the advent calendars in Tesco and say, just pick one of each of one of them things.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
imagine
that's
letting
good.
us loose in a chocolate section in a shop. Jesus. I'd have diabetes in about 20 minutes.
Man, if getting diabetes was a job, I would be employed in that. That would be so good. It wouldn't be a
You get
long-lasting
bad enough to
job.
lose a leg, you can get some disability money. Could be a job.
But on the plus
There we
side, you're lighter.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, give you that.
Quick weight loss.
Yeah.
Weight loss. Oh, we should make a weight loss book about how to lose weight real quick by eating lots of chocolate. And that's how you do it. You
Lose
eat
a leg.
enough. Yeah,
Lose
you eat
10K
enough
in
to
a
get
day.
diabetes. Lose a leg. You suddenly lost a stone. So yeah, your number 3 was Kinder Bueno.
Gone off topic here. Yeah, Kinder Bueno. Because you get 2 in a packet, so you feel like having 2 chocolate bars.
I know what you mean, actually. You're like, oh man, I've still got half left.
Yeah.
Because there's
And
nothing sadder.
and you pull the little gold foil off.
That is satisfying.
And
It's
you
like-
can unwrap it like
Yeah.
a beautiful lady, and you can
You unwrap them.
yeah, just like pull it down,
That-
and you can snap the top bit off. And you have one bit there, and you
You
can
snap
lay
bits
it last.
off. I don't think you know how this works.
But there's got little segments. No, I'm eating it all at once.
Oh, well, the chocolate bar. I thought you were still talking about the lady. It's like,
No.
so you unwrap it and snap bits off. Like, the fuck? I don't know if they're like in Sheffield, but they make them different around here. That's,
Shagging Barbie dolls, just pulling your arms off.
oh, that's not where I was going, but okay. So your number 3 is a Bueno.
Yes.
Just trying to keep this train on one of the
Oh,
tracks.
God, right.
So you can ask me any
What's
minute
your
now. There we
number
go.
3, Chris?
My number 3. My number 3 is the double decker.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, it's a chunky
What
bar.
about
It's twice the fun. It's
Yeah.
texturally impressive. It's delicious. It's a kind of chocolate bar that you have it, and it feels like you've had a chocolate bar. You know, it's
Yeah,
substantial.
Like substantial, yeah.
The tasty nougat,
Yeah.
or the nugget, if you're right.
You're right.
The tasty nougat and the crispy bits and the chocolate layers. And, oh, it's great. I want one now. But the problem is, that is the kind of chocolate bar where if you do have 2 of them, because you're a fatty like me,
Yeah.
you really regret it. Because I think 1 1/3 is like the ideal amount of double decker,
I know what you mean.
because they're so rich. So if you have 2, you're like, oh
Yeah.
no, I can only
You
say
almost need like
diabetes.
a king size one, don't you? Like not
Well,
quite
you
2.
you can get double decker duos, I think they're
Oh
called.
yeah.
You can get them. They're pretty good, but they still leave you feeling a little bit sick. They're not quite got it exactly right. But the double decker is my number 3. It's my bronzer,
Bloody hell.
as it were. So it's a good one.
Double decker.
Yes.
Memory lane these, you know.
I
It's too
know,
many chocolate
I know,
bars.
it's too many. I've not been to a shop in so long. It's like I had to, this is like when old people think like, oh, I used to have marathon when I was little. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking that with normal chocolate bars. We've got Milky Ways at the moment, miniature Milky Ways. We got.
Oh, I
I've
love
not
Milky
been
Ways.
Milky Way in like 14
Yeah.
years. It feels like. So it's so
Do you
nice to
remember
have
Milky
them.
Way, Milky Way stars, them little tiny stars.
Magic Stars, yeah.
Nice.
We used to
Yeah,
sell them
Magic
in the
Stars is
cinema.
one.
Yeah, that's Charlie's
So
go-to.
good.
The
Oh.
best thing Milky Way ever made were those. I forget what they're called now, but they're like little. I think it was magic sticks. They were kind of like a
Oh,
Bueno,
yeah.
little tube of crispy stuff.
Yeah, we've got them in the cupboard. We found them in the shop.
Yeah, well, we used to have them when we were doing like calorie controlled diet. They were an
Yeah,
okay-ish snack because they're quite low calorie,
Okay.
and they feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you've had something naughty, so it's great.
Oh, bloody hell.
Right, so Jack, who is your silver
Yes.
placer? Who's your number 2? Who's your nearly did it?
My number 2 is a fries cream bar.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
a pensioner's nibble, and I
That's
like
a
it.
good one, isn't it?
That is
really
a good one. So
And I'm
the-
happy to go with the cream, the peppermint,
I was
the
going to say you've got
orange.
choices.
Oh,
The strawberry.
got choices, yeah. There's loads, and I love. I know it's called the stuff inside, like inside the after
It's
eight.
fondant.
Fondant, that's the word.
Yeah.
I
Fondant.
love that. Like, literally, you don't see them often, but
Yeah.
yeah, one of my favourite chocolate bars, man.
Oh, it's great.
Really
I love that
nice.
stuff. So
I can eat about 10 now. That's the
yeah,
problem.
no, the problem is you can only ever buy them in like Wilco's or like in
Yeah.
old sweet
Yeah.
shops. For
In
some
a
reason, it's either
multi-pack.
Wilco's in a 40-pack, or you go to an old like Mr. Sim's oldie sweet shop, and you
Yeah,
can buy
yeah.
one there for £2. But it's like you kind of limited on your choices, but they are amazing.
Yeah.
The problem is
Oh,
that
yeah.
I've found whenever I've had them recently, and by recently I mean the 2 times in the past 5 years, they've been like crushed to shit because they're not
Really?
designed to be stacked. They're not,
Yeah, that's
they're,
true. Yeah.
they're not designed to be touching anything else because they're just
Yeah.
really thin chocolate filled with cream. So every time I open one of the buggers, it's just exploded inside. So it's a messy one for me, but it's delicious. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's so high.
Yeah,
But I get
if you've
why
not
it is.
tried them, try them.
It's kind of like the caviar of chocolate, isn't it? It's kind of like
It's nice. Yeah.
it's a rare treat that you barely
Yeah,
find.
for
You
sure.
don't see
Even
it
though
very
it's not
often.
as expensive, it's the same price all the chocolate bars. You just don't
Probably
find it.
cheaper. Yeah, it's
It's like if Pokemon Go is getting chocolate bars, it's a rare one. That's I don't know where it's going with that.
you know what, analogy of the year right there, Jack. If Pokemon Go's a chocolate bar, it's a rare
Yeah, in my head I thought that's a fucking boss analogy. Use that, and then it just
one.
wasn't.
You were in black and white holding your chin in your head, weren't you, when you said that?
Yeah, Yeah,
like a
look,
white
guys,
text
style.
behind you. I'll put a poster in some stoner's room. I'm going to make phones too one day. No, you were one of them guys. All right, fair enough. So that was your number 2. That was your second placer, your silver.
What's your number 2, Chris?
My number 2, brother dearest, is the Lion Bar.
Ooh,
The Lion
bloody
Bar.
hell, go for Lion Bar.
It's not only the king of the jungle, but the king of my face. It's delicious.
King
The
of
Lion
my
Bar.
face.
There's something about it, right? I remember the advert very vividly as a kid. They used to break it open and it go roar. like the caramel breaking would be like roar. You know, it was great. But the bar itself is delicious. It's texturally perfect, right? It's got a little wafer in the middle. It's got little Rice Krispies knocking about in there. It's got a bit of caramel, bit of chocolate, bit of everything. It's just right. It's just the right size. It doesn't leave you feeling gross afterwards. It's got a slight nutty undertaste.
It's a bit like a Rocky Road without the marshmallows. That's what I think.
Yeah, without the bollocks from America, it's just Lion Bar.
Just the good old English.
Yeah, good old English lions.
The Yanks.
I was going to say, what kind of English lions do you get? But they're literally our mascots. So
It's true, yeah.
I guess you do get English lions. I was in my head, it was like really funny because it was so crazy. Like England doesn't have lions, but yeah, they do. It's our bloody emblem is a lion, or 3 of them. So yeah.
Do we have like mountain lions? Maybe we have mountain. Or maybe that's not a thing.
We haven't got mountains, so you're gonna struggle with that one. Get off my
true.
mountain. No, we don't have any.
Didn't realise you had lions in India.
Wales. Anyway, so yes, that was my number 2,
Yes.
Jax. Who's your number 2? Did you? No, yours was first.
My number 1.
Your number 1.
Place,
Sorry, who's your number 1? Who's the absolute peak for you? Peak chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Just the sheer thought of it gets you moist in the flaps.
Oh, yeah.
Mouth.
Mine. Flaps. That's a horrible word. My
Fucking
number
whack.
1 is the chocolate orange twirl.
Oh, the rare beast.
Yes, the rare beast.
the
It's a limited
unicorn.
edition at the moment.
The Christmas unicorn.
They are so nice. I only had one a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's literally one of the best chocolates I've ever had because it's got everything Terry Chocolate Orange has got, but it's aerated chocolate.
So yeah, you
So
got a bit of
put
ripple
two
as
of the best
well.
things together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's pretty good, isn't it? I hope
Orange
you're wearing
and chocolate
pants.
just goes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, good.
Happens.
I'm glad. That is a good choice. And I wouldn't have even thought of that because I forgot they existed. It's got the flavour of a Terry's chocolate orange without the effort of trying to just destroy a ball.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't tap it wacky.
Do you remember, by the way, chocolate side note, as a kid,
Yeah.
during Easter, I used to get Easter eggs and just break them on my head to open them because they're hollow and it
Yeah.
was fun. Well, Jack tried that one Christmas with a Terry's chocolate orange and nearly knocked himself out. He cried a lot. It was so funny.
learned because like last Easter,
Yeah.
Lucy had the Smarties egg, and I picked it up and I went to whack it on my head really hard, but I didn't realise the Smarties were inside the chocolate on the egg. So
Oh,
I found it
God, it's like bark.
and then I had a headache for about 2 days afterwards.
It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon or something. Good. But yeah, so don't do that. It's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But that
What's
is a good one.
What's your number 1, Chris? What have you
My
got
number
chocolate
one-
bar?
My number 1 is kind of rare, but also not really. It's often overlooked, but easily the best chocolate bar in existence. My number 1 is the Caramac.
Oh yeah, that is
You simply
underrated.
cannot beat a Caramac. Caramel white chocolate. you know-
yeah, they've got 2 ingredients. Put them together. Don't mess with it.
Them
Straight
bitches got
back.
slapped together. They made a delicious
Yeah.
tune together. It's like Destiny's Child without one of them. So it's like Destiny's Child. But you got 2 great voices together making one perfect thing.
Yeah.
And
it's
yeah,
not very aesthetic, is it? It's going to be. I mean, the first admit
it's
it's not very
gold.
aesthetic.
It's
It's
gold.
not gold. It's like
It's
pasty white.
golden.
It's not gold.
It's golden. The Caramac, it's golden. I'm going to buy you a
Too
Caramac
thick.
and beat you with it. Too
too
thick.
thick.
I don't think you know what a
Too
Caramac
thin.
is.
Too thin.
Yeah, there
Too
we
thin,
go.
Sorry.
I was going to say it's thin golden chocolate. You're like, it's too thick.
It's about
You're
as
too
thin
thick.
as Milky Way, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
about the same
exactly,
thickness.
exactly. So it's a delicious treat. You don't feel bad at all about having because it's so thin, and and it's
I'm not sure
it's
about
so
that as a
nice.
number 1 though. That's controversial.
It's
That is
controversial.
controversial,
It is.
yeah.
It is controversial. I like a touch of controversy. But yeah, I really enjoy a Caramac. I don't think there's enough of them in the world. I need a Caramac Easter egg next year. I've just decided on the spot right now that is happening.
Let's get one made.
I normally get a Lindt one because Lindt is like, if we're going for just favourite chocolate,
Yeah,
it's Lindt
Lindt's nice.
easily. The Lindor balls.
Yeah.
But this is chocolate bars. So
Yeah,
just so
that's
you know.
true. You can get lint bars though. You can get.
You can, but they're not as good as the
I know what you're
balls.
saying. Yeah.
Everyone likes a chocolate ball filled with fluids. So that is our top 5 chocolate bars for this week, folks.
Have you got an honourable mention? I've got an honourable mention. I'm just.
Oh, okay. I was about to change the screens. I'm glad you caught me. Okay, wait a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an honourable mention.
Okay. What's your honourable mention?
Aero. Aero is my honourable mention.
Aero's
Didn't
pretty
make
sweet.
it. Could have made it. Could have got
There wasn't enough
chocolate.
room on the door to keep the aero.
There wasn't enough aero. No. Yeah. Comedy's not.
He
That's for me.
tries. Comedy's not for me on this comedy podcast. Not fair enough. Aero deserves it. It deserves a mention. It's often
got
overlooked.
2 because it's got the chocolate aero.
This is
which
the top
nice,
10,
but
Jack.
It's aero as well.
Okay. You're just trying to make the top 50 that you're talking about?
Yeah. I'm gonna be a full-time blogger about chocolate bars. Quit my job.
Fine.
Straight in.
You might get sponsored. You have to
You
quit your
never
job and be unfit to work soon.
I'll get sponsored by like a shit chocolate bar or whatever.
I'd suggest getting sponsored by a medical company. That's probably a better idea. Get some medical insurance.
Today's podcast is brought to you by insulin.
We can still alive, boys. Right, so that is the end of our top 5 section for this week. Back to the Halloween with the spooky, not a cow. I almost said spooky cow. It's a wolf.
Oh.
Why would I have said cow?
Before we move on, do you know when your
Yes.
voice changed? Because it's so amazing.
Yes.
Could you just give us the Daft Punk line? Move it, make it, makes us. It just sounds the same.
All right, what is it? What is it he says?
Harder, better, faster, stronger. You know?
Work it, make it, move it, makes us. Is that
That's
what it
the
is?
one. Yeah.
Okay. Work it, make it, move it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Did it work?
You didn't do so camp.
Work it, make it, use it, break it. Does that work?
Yes, that way.
Okay. That's good enough for us, I think.
Oh, wowzers.
So we had a question for the lovely folks of the
Yes.
Interweebs this week, which, excuse me, that was my phone unplugging. I have to get my phone because the list is humongous. I wasn't going to write it all down like some jeb end. So we had a question of who was your favourite musician/band. Jack used the word artist, but that would get a bunch of people saying Jackson Pollock. So I used the word musician/band because we have smart-ass listeners. So we had a few...
On. We prefer to go with switched on. So,
Yes. We had a few really solid ones in here. They're all pretty solid, to be fair. But there's one name that cropped up a lot, which I've never heard of. So I'm going to listen to because I'm curious. But I'm going to breeze through them because we've got a whole bunch. So thank you to everybody who did reply. I'm not going to say all the names because there's a lot. But we had quite a selection. So some of the names are, for example, Green Day. One of my friends said that's like asking who your favourite child is if you had 20 children.
surely if you've got 20 kids, you'd definitely have a favourite. Surely.
Yeah, because everyone, the first one, and the rest are like, oh shit.
like
There's
the
more
one
of
that
these.
didn't cause you so much pain because
Yeah, you know,
fanny's like a
the one that didn't, the one that didn't rip you from A to V. So we had like a Thrice. Thrice, it's a band. Look it up, Google it. McFly, Michael Jackson.
I like McFly.
Versailles, I love Versailles, Japanese band, really good. David Bowie, Adam and the Ants.
80s
Boys,
vibes.
Boys Sets Fire, I've never heard of. Rise Against, I've heard of. And then there's Linkin Park, Korn, John Carpenter.
Who's John Carpenter?
Isn't John Carpenter a composer?
Oh, you're asking me. I've no idea.
I don't know. I've gone blank here. I've had
Just
a
listen
pina
to that list.
colada.
I'm gonna hazard a guess, knowing I've not seen this list, that Adam and the Ants was from my mum.
Hey.
I'm gonna say that.
Nailed it. Can you ever guess who Michael Jackson was from?
Was that from Charlie?
Heather Wife. Yeah. But somebody who appeared on this list 3 or 4 times that I've never heard of. Somebody called Frank Turner, which sounds like some bloke in a pub.
I like Frank Turner.
So you can explain to me then, who's Frank Turner? What does he do?
Frank Turner's a bit indie. It's not spoken word. It's more them sort of vibes. More of
Ed Sheeran.
No, more like a Jamie T. Have you ever heard of Jamie T?
Nah.
Yeah, Frank Turner's very good. Should listen to.
Yeah, it came up a lot on the list, so I was surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I'll give it a go.
Remind me, I'll send you some good songs. Frank Turner's
Okay.
good
Yeah,
listen.
I'm always
Good.
up for listening to new music, especially if it's something during this year, because I've listened to a lot of music. It's like, what else can you do? So it's nice to have something additional, something new and strange.
Yeah.
So Frank Turner, I shall listen to your work, sir.
What's your favourite artist or band? Have you got?
My favourite band has always been and will always be Linkin Park.
Yeah.
So I spoke about this before. I know I bored you guys last week about Linkin Park, but the thing that I love is the evolution, the change, the acceptance of difference, of saying, this is our work, this is what people expect from us. Let's try something a bit different. And they do what they want to do, not necessarily what people want to hear.
True, yeah,
which
true.
Sounds a bit arseholic at first.
Different times.
Yeah, but the thing that I love is when an album first comes out, you listen to it like, that was different.
Yeah.
But then you listen to it again and you go, holy shit, that was amazing. Because the surprise is no longer the first thing you're thinking about. You're thinking about the song. And when you hear the song as it should be heard, then you get it. You know what I mean? Like, I know when their latest album, One More Light, came out, I listened to it all. And at first, my first reaction was disappointed because I was like, this is a pop album. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I should have expected something because the album before was the heaviest album yet. So I didn't know which way it was going to go. And then I listened to it again. And then I couldn't stop listening to it for like 2 months back to back, like sincerely, just looping it. It's like, this is a fucking phenomenal album. It's a really, really, I think I put it on Facebook or something saying like, it's, once you accept it, it's a pop album. It's a phenomenally well made pop album.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like Minutes to Midnight when that came out. I was a bit like, oh, it's very different. But
because it wasn't Hybrid Theory and Meteora. Yeah, exactly. It's so good. But every album that they've got is slightly different. There's one, I love 1,000 Suns, which a lot of people don't seem to like, but it's a concept album, so it tells a story all the way through, and it's the most visual, like mentally visual album to me, if that makes sense. So you can almost see the atmosphere in the songs when they're playing them.
Yeah, I love songs that can walk you through an experience. You have an experience with the song. You're not just listening to music. Yeah, exactly. You're like going through emotions. Yeah,
they have a song called "When They Come for Me," and when you listen to that, you're almost like hiding. You know what I mean? Absolutely, like it's a really cool song.
Yeah.
But so my favorite band is Linkin Park. Hopefully, we'll hear more from them in the future. We don't know what's happening yet, but we'll see.
One of my favorite bands as well. My music stranger changes from all different times, my emotions and moods a lot. Like, but one band I always jump back to is Blue October. Yeah, I think it's one band that I always go back to, only because I think they've got so many songs that suit so many different times in my life, so many moods. You're listening to like Black Orchid and you're crying. You're listening to the more upbeat songs that are incredible.
Like Italian radio songs. Or Jump
like
or
Italian
something.
Radio, yeah. Like just so good. And you can tell that Justin's been through a hell of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can tell, and they tell stories through the song.
Yeah, you know and it's reassurance, isn't it, that somebody else has felt that.
Absolutely,
you're not alone in
yeah.
the feelings.
I've been in some of my darkest moments listening to that and finding comfort in it.
Yeah.
Because someone else is doing that as well as what I was doing. I think it's one of the bands that is such a emotive sort of band. So,
exactly, and same thing as well. That they change a lot. Like Justin's luckily doing a lot better these days mentally and stuff.
Yeah.
So the music reflects it. And the new album, actually, they've got a new album coming out in 2 days, I think.
Oh,
so
nice.
keep an eye out for that. The new albums, the past 2 or 3, have been drastically different, but still really, really well made. So I actually find myself listening to the newer stuff less, only because I'm so used to the kind of dark bubble that the old ones make. If that makes sense. But I'm looking forward to listening to the new one more.
Absolutely.
But that is a really good choice, though. Was that your favourite one?
I'd say favourite just from like it spans across all my different times. I've got thousands of favourites. I mean, I've got adamant tattoos on my arm.
Yeah.
I like the Beatles are a big influence for me. Like the Wombats as well. I think the Wombats are great storytellers as well.
Yeah.
I think there's just so many bands out. I have a playlist where we've got 600 songs on. So
yeah, no, there's a theme running through your favourites. Is the storytellers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Which makes sense because I think it's like what I was saying about the concept album and stuff. It's like it tells a visual story throughout it.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, I know this is a bit of a weird tangent, but I was listening to after David Bowie died, I listened to his last album. And that is so haunting to listen to the week he died.
Well, I was going to say, didn't he produce it as he was dying?
Literally, it was the last thing. One of the last things he did was sing on this album. You can hear him struggling in the songs and stuff, and like
really,
this one of the first single from it. I forget what it's called now. Forgive me, but one of the lines is "Can you hear me? I'm in heaven," and like it's literally the opening of the song. And it's like he's in like a bed with coins in his eyes and stuff. Like he knew what was happening. He knew it was coming. And he just sort of embraced it and turned it into an art form. And it's a stunning album. But it made me go and listen to his whole discography because I realised I haven't heard everything. I've heard the standards, obviously, but I like to do a deep dive with artists and go listen to everything they've ever done, like featured in other tracks, weird B-sides, all sorts of stuff. And I think it took me 2 weeks in work, whilst working, to listen to the discography on, like, I think it was YouTube or Spotify or something. And he's got an album. I forget what it's called right now, but it was out in the, I think, the late 80s, early 90s. And it's a concept album which just tells a story about, like, I think it's like an alien invasion or something.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool. It's like listening to a film, but it's all music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's
crazy.
It's really well made.
There's so many talented people in the world. It baffles me sometimes.
It's
Like
great.
how many people are so. Because I find artists sometimes that, like, unsigned, relatively unsigned, whether they be on, like, TikTok or whether they be on the internet. You just see videos and think you're so talented.
Yeah.
And you've got a job in a supermarket. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so much talented people around. It's crazy.
Exactly. I was watching a video the other day on YouTube. I watched somebody called Rumi. Rumi Official is a singer, and he was doing a video about. I think it's just really high quality singers on TikTok, like versus the pros and stuff. He was listening to some of them. He's like, "How are you not signed?" And he'd then shout them out, you know, because he's got a massive following. He's friends with PewDiePie and stuff. You know, he's got a big following. But yeah, people do get signed from that kind of stuff. It's just rare.
Absolutely. That's where Justin Bieber came from, wasn't it? The YouTube and stuff.
Was it? I know he was busking and stuff. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, he's from YouTube. Yeah.
Ah, well, there you go. See, so anyone can do it. Anyone can make it. If the Biebs can make it, so can you.
If you can have one guest on the pod, a musician, who would you pick? If you could have someone on.
What, like a really famous one, or just anybody?
Yeah, anybody you want on as a guest.
I would probably go for Mondegreen. Have you ever heard of Mondegreen?
Nope.
It's a trio, female trio pop group. Well, not pop, like folk group from Widnes. I used to know them. I still know them, but I used to hang out with them, and they're doing really well. They released an EP last year.
Yeah.
Really, really good songs on it. Either this, I think it was called Changes, or the song was called Changes. Yeah. I can't remember now. Sorry, guys. I've had a pina colada. My brain doesn't work. But
to get caught in the rain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. Never heard that before. So yeah, go and look up Spotify. Go and look up Mondegreen on Spotify. It's MONDE Green. Really, really good.
Oh, nice.
So I'd have them on because I've not chatted to them for ages, and it'd be nice. But what about you?
I went a bit higher. I went Justin from Blue October. I think he just has so many stories.
Absolutely.
I think literally it'd fascinate you for hours. Just hours and hours.
He would. I love Justin. He's great.
I think we definitely that's the aim, isn't it, to get someone like
why
that.
not? I put it out there, Justin. Just you're listening. Yeah. I know you're streaming. I know you've got a mic. We've all seen the streams.
We've all got you.
We've all got you.
We've all got you. I don't know what I was joining your sort of like, come on, Justin.
Yeah, but then you claim to be collecting parts, and I'm
well, I felt like I didn't say anything. It was just your bit, so I thought, I'm here, and
I'll chip in here.
Stupid.
I'll chip into this perfectly clippable video clip. Let's just make it bollocks.
I've more or less ruined the clip now.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Justin, just get it in here. You know what I'm saying?
We'll give you a tenner. I'll bank transfer you, PayPal, Cash App, whatever you want.
I'm so glad you corrected. I'm so glad I misheard you because I thought you were going to say I'll bang you. Like, no. You said bank, but it sounded like bang. It's like, where's he going with this?
Well, whatever he gets on your pod, don't mind.
Hey, yeah, whatever. No, he's married. So, yeah, anyway, our question for this week was, who's your favourite band or artist? We've gone over that now. So, the question for next week, Jack, you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Don't answer the question now, because I know you try to, but don't.
Right.
Because every time, like, no. So, the question for this week, folks, and I want you to answer it below in the comments or send us a tweet or whatever. Who is your favourite Batman? Now, that doesn't just mean in the films. That can be from anything. Video games, cartoons, audiobooks, whatever. Who is your favourite Batman? Which actor portrayed the Bat, as it were?
Christopher Reeves.
That was Superman, Jack.
Ah.
And again, don't answer.
He's in a wheelchair, though. I just thought I could relate.
He's dead.
Yeah,
he's been dead a long time.
Superman.
Still one, luckily, but yeah. It was a bad accident. So anyway, folks, if you he gets it, if you want to get in touch with us, or if you like what you heard, do us a favour, just drop a like below, subscribe, because I found out from our statistics that only half of you that listen are subscribed. The other half didn't want to click that little red box just down there. So just do it. Be nice. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we appreciate you all lots and lots. If you want to get in touch, hurl some abuse at us, tell us your favourite Batman, you can do so at Hunting for Funny on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or send us an email if you want at huntingforfunny@gmail.com, or just comment below. So you got anything else you want to add this week, Jack?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We feel like this podcast is slowly building momentum.
It is.
The wheels are turning, and we're getting out there a bit more. So if you are watching this and you've not seen it before, please leave us a little comment below. We will reply back to you. We'll feature on the pod next week if you answer your questions.
Yes.
And please subscribe. Next week, we have an actual real-life comedian as a special guest.
We do, I forgot.
Can't believe it.
It's so good.
We've got Callum Oakley going to be on our special guest next week.
Yes.
Callum Oakley is a semi-finalist on Britain's Got Talent. He's played arena tours up and down the country.
Yes.
Really, really, really funny lad. And can't wait for next week.
Such a good
tune in
stand-up.
next week and we'll definitely have a laugh with Callum as well. So
That's going to be it's going to be fun.
Good.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Our second guest, and it's Callum Oakley. How cool is that? So yeah.
Crazy.
So thanks a lot for listening, folks. We'll see you next week with Callum.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll see you all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye now.